Since the Rio success of the Australian women's sevens team, change has been experienced both on and off the field in domestic interest and growth of the code.
I think the rugby landscape within Australia has changed massively since Rio. You go down to any football club on the weekends and there's always so many young girls playing. The growth of sevens has been incredible since Rio, and hopefully that momentum keeps building.
It's been booming in terms of exposure that we've received from the media, opportunities for girls, and I think the engagement that we've received from the Australian public has been really, really positive.
Media interest goes hand in hand with the increasing profile of the personalities who play the game.
Barney, after recovery, can you do a couple of interviews? Yeah. Elia, after recovery, a couple of interviews?
Coming into the role as manager after Rio, I was in for a rude awakening of just how much time that these girls were asked to give outside of training. They had a lot of appearance requests. For some of them it was pretty over the top and they got pulled in all directions, but it was also probably a good experience for them.
Real credit to Elia, and she's been progressing quite well, and she's ahead of schedule, which means she's not only just back for Sydney, she's back and
Although the exposure has prompted a more media-savvy mentality, it doesn't always mean that a Logie winning performance comes easy.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
4, 5, 6.
4, 5, 6.
Okay, don't move there.
10, 11.
You ready?
Hi, I'm Elia Green. That's really slow. It's not going up. It's not going anywhere. Take plenty of water and make sure you're drinking. It's really slow. Unless I'm reading too fast. Just text the SCG Trust antisocial number. It's going to be popping up on your screen now.
Perfect.
Well, hope you're having a blast at the HSBC Sydney Sevens. Just text the SCG Trust antisocial number popping up on your screen now. That fly was all over my face. Bloody flies. But remember to keep... Oh my God.
But remember to keep protected from the sun. I can't. Popping up on your screen now. Can I do it in that voice? No, I can't, can I? What's up with my hair? Here?
Yeah, back a bit this way, half a step. That's perfect there.
There? It's so weird. It looks like crooked as. Can I say hey guys instead of hi? I'm Tiana. Okay.
Is it worse through there, Chloe? Yeah. You haven't got any neural symptoms or anything? So it's just stiff? Are you taking any anti-inflammatories or anything? And you're sleeping properly? Yeah. So you're not waking with stiff back or anything?
The team has relocated to Coogee Beach as the countdown continues to the Sydney Sevens. For once, they are the home team, but there are still idle hotel hours to occupy.
The beauty of the Sevens, which we pride ourselves on, is you're always travelling around the world and you always find something that's going to disrupt you. So it's all about being adaptive, and being in Sydney's no different.
I don't know what it is. Are you cheating and making your own rules here, or what? I'm pretty sure it's only pick up a certain pick up 2.
It was nice actually to have something different. You know, we didn't have to travel 24 hours, so that's a real advantage. There weren't any language barriers. You know, even if things did happen, it was almost like there was full support on board and your home base not far away anyway.
Well, if Charlotte hadn't changed the colour. Yeah, red. Yeah. Are we locking in red? She wants red.
The fact that we didn't have to travel and we're in a place that we were familiar with, you know, staying in a hotel, staying in an area that we'd been before, was unusual to us.
For once, the passports stay at home, but this is a rarity. The Sevens Circuit is a unique international competition, with far-flung locations making up the diverse and colourful schedule, adding to the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for these young professional athletes.
Usually this all against me winning. Is the rule is if you can have a +4 for that.
So we do a lot of travelling. It's usually about one tournament a month where we go overseas, but then during the pre-season or leading into that time, we also travel around Australia domestically and play. So it's pretty cool. We've seen so many amazing places around the world and around Australia by playing rugby.
I absolutely love being able to travel the world playing rugby. It's pretty cool. We normally go over about a week before we start the tournament, and so we have half a day here or there to go out exploring.
We get one, maybe two kind of tourist days in the places and all the cities that we go to. And that's, for me, that's really nice to be able to take your mind off rugby a bit, but getting to see the world, I think that's one of the luckiest, most amazing jobs ever, being able to travel and see the world.
Some of the places we go, you wouldn't necessarily go just when you're travelling on your own. I know Dubai is pretty cool, and getting to experience the culture there is really interesting, where Ellia Green has been seen with hawks on her arm and things like that. And it's absolutely the best part of it, because I know it can be a lot of time spent in hotel rooms, but the fact that we do get to go out and experience a bit of the food, a bit of the culture it's awesome.
Love going over to Canada. It's a really beautiful place over there that we go to in Victoria. The weather's always awesome and the people there are really lovely, and it's just incredibly beautiful.
We did a video when we're in Canada. Normally each tour, Walsh gets someone to make a little information video about that town or about the city that we're staying in. So I went out with a couple of the girls one time and tried to get the locals to translate Aussie phrases. For example, drive out to Whoop Whoop and chuck a Yui, and people weren't great at things like that. And then we got to feed a couple of the Canadian girls some Vegemite, and they did not enjoy it in the slightest.
It is a bit difficult when you're getting over there with a bit of jet lag, and then in the different countries, different foods, having to adapt to that and try and stick to your diet as much as possible, I suppose, for game day.
Probably one of the downsides, I guess, we miss a lot of things back home, weddings, 21st, 18th, probably for some of the girls still. But I don't know, it's a pretty good sacrifice, I think. You get to see some pretty incredible places.
Seeing the world, with travelling with friends, I suppose, some people travel alone, but I don't know if I could do that. So getting to do that with a bunch of your close friends is pretty cool.
In a small but poignant sign of their increasing profile in the Australian sporting landscape, the girls conduct their first ever jersey signing session. While their male counterparts have partaken in such sessions for years, it is a pleasant turning point which will allow young girls around the country to aspire and dream of a sporting career.
Tandoori turkey, have you ever had that before? It's a weird combination.
How many, how big is that serving, do you think? You know how Peter's you should have 3 servings at dinner?
What is it meant to be?
Is it 3 cups?
How many cups is it meant to be?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool experience getting to travel the world with these girls that are my teammates, and we spend a lot of time with each other, which is pretty surprising that we don't get on each other's nerves more often.
How do you feel about tandoori turkey? Because I don't know how I feel about it. Is that a thing? Oh, Tiana. Olive oil.
It's really cool to see the new girls that come in, how much they enjoy coming on tour and getting to spend time with these girls and getting to see some pretty cool things as well. Not possible.
It's like French dressing.
What side are you going from?
Yeah.
Left.
Go left.
Left.
Left is yours.
Oh my gosh, I just wanted my butter. Give me a break. I walked in the room, they're all just sitting there and they've got their earbuds. And they're like, yeah, if you put your saliva on it and clean your ear out, it's better. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, you're taking the piss. And they're like, no, we're being serious. And I was like, okay. No, putting it in my ear. And then I put another one in my mouth. I'm like, that tastes weird. Do earbuds, I've never put an earbud in my mouth, so I didn't know what it tastes like.
At the same time, I was like,
that is rank.
1, 2, I've used 3.
Where is the third? Oh, that's in your mouth.
That is 5.
I think I cleaned my teeth 27 times and it still didn't come out.
The seated circle of athletes is symbolic of the bond that the girls have developed with each other as part of head coach Tim Walsh's need for a collective collaboration in which trust and friendship are best served.
I said burn!
there's not many issues that get around for a bunch of 20 girls that hang out every single day. You can imagine it would be quite catty and whatnot, but we're actually really great friends, and a lot of us had really great friendships before we came into the rugby circle, so it helped that transition and helped that bond that we have now. And I think we just absolutely love playing for each other because we are best friends on and off the field, and you don't ever want to let your teammate down, but you never ever want to let your friends down either. So I think that's why that makes us so unique and so special.
It must be the money.
I think that girls are a lot more emotional with each other. We aren't afraid to express or cry all the time and let us know how we're feeling, and I think that helps showing your vulnerability amongst a girl group for you to unite and be a lot tighter, especially when situations do get a lot tougher and a lot harder, and that is on and off the field. Yeah, I think just being a bunch of girls playing rugby is the best way you can play rugby. We really just like to have fun and enjoy each other's company, and we do play our best footy when we are having fun. We've done a lot of work with trying to bring in the new girls and the younger girls and trying to get them involved in the dynamic of the team, and trying to just lead by example in our culture and our attitudes and behaviours to try and let them see this is what we're about and what we want and what the expectations of the younger girls are, but then obviously having to earn their respect as well.
The friendships in the squad are just honestly amazing, and nothing compares to it in my life. I live with quite a few girls and I depend on them so much, and when you're on the field and you look across and you see the girl that means so much to you, it makes you fight that little bit extra.
We sing and dance in the locker rooms before we go out and play. We pump each other up, we give high fives, we get around each other as much as we can, because the more confident you feel as a person, the more happy you are, the more confident you're going to then portray that onto the field. So I think that's a big mantra around our team, is uplifting everyone and making everyone feel really good about themselves as much as we can.
The warm ocean water of Coogee Beach plays the role of recovery for some of its senior players. Ellia Green, Chloe Dalton and Shannon Parry are all returning Olympians. Tiana Penatani was unlucky to miss the Rio journey through injury. But this is indicative of a Sevens program awash with gold medalists, but whose roster features a range of athletes whom the future of the program will lean on heavily in the years to come. One of these is 18-year-old Emma Sykes, who has been selected this year after representing her country in OzTag and Youth Sevens.
What do you do when you fill it in? Mine doesn't come up because it's only...
when you click main training day?
Yeah.
And you scroll down,
not
concentrating, you're just like pulling yourself up.
This time last year, I would have never pictured myself to be where I am today. So in that way, a lot has changed, but I feel honoured to be able to put on this jersey, and to be able to do it in front of a home crowd is also something that is something that's really special, and that will probably stay with me for a while.
I think she'd be really excited. You know, she is only 18 years of age as well, so I think, certainly from our perspective, we know she's a long-term player, and whilst she'll do her best in this upcoming tournament, she's going to make mistakes like any young player that's developing, but we're, I guess, really excited about her game, what she brings to it as well. She's got a great skill set, great kicker of the ball, very athletic, good runner. So she'll certainly be a player of the future, and I'm sure that the opportunity she gets throughout this tournament, she'll just look to contribute to the team the best she can.
Sykes' selection has brought with it huge change both on and off the paddock.
Probably moving out of home at such a young age and moving to a different state, obviously, but I guess that's the sacrifices you have to make to become a professional athlete, and you've got to be willing to be able to do that, to do what you love and I guess the times that you do go home are just so much more special.
You know, how are you feeling mentally? It's obviously second cap,
Yeah.
you know, big occasion. Good, you're smiling, that's good. Because we're here to enjoy ourselves,
Yeah.
all right? So, you okay?
Yep.
Excited?
Yeah, a bit
Yep.
nervous, a bit scared.
Nerves are
To be honest.
Nerves
Yeah.
are good
I think I'm more nervous than Dubai.
because
Yeah.
it's at home.
Yeah, and because it's such, I think, not that there's pressure, but like because it's like at home you want to win more than anything. So yeah. I feel privileged to be able to put on the Australian jersey at the first Sydney Sevens in front of our family and friends. It's going to be such an unreal experience, and I just can't wait to get out on the field with 11 of my teammates and best friends.
Yeah, I think Emma's would be really excited by the opportunity, the family coming down to watch her play live. You know, she hasn't played a tournament in Australia before.
I don't reckon
That is you.
I don't reckon, nah.
You have the same nose and mouth.
Got the same head.
And the same forehead.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have big foreheads.
Yeah, you do have a big forehead.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I want you to smile, get out there, okay, and have fun, okay?
Yeah.
Just walk off that field with, geez, I made some mistakes, but geez, I gave it everything.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's all I can ask of you.
Mm-hmm.
All good?
Sweet. Yep.
This game is our foundation game, okay? So I'm just going to show you the team, okay? So at the moment, as things always change, if you just put the next one up, Kirsty, it's going to go through the first half and second half. So Shano and Emily, you guys will be impact players if needed. This game's going to be composure, execution and communication, okay? So it'll be basic attack patterns and understanding. So you're all rugby players, you're all intelligent, and you know our attack patterns back to front, so it shouldn't be an issue. I can tell you that they are a much improved team to what they were last year and the year before that. Okay, they're throwing the ball around pretty well. They're left-right passing, 15, 20 metres. They got some speed, okay, and they're a lot more aware of what's going on. Last slide, and then we're out of here. So as I said, foundation game. Okay, setting it up for Sydney, but composure, communication, execution. In attack, you know, if we're not talking or we're coming under without calling switch or that, and we're just turning over ball, we're just going to be sort of on the back foot. Okay, so just really set that foundation of decisive communication. You hold the ball 2-3 phases against Brazil. You're going to be holes everywhere. Okay.
With one tournament each month for 6 months, the approaching weekend is the training and preparation climax for the coaching team's carefully planned schedule.
Probably work out from about 4 weeks, and then the coaching staff put in place what they want to do, and then the managing staff put in place what we want to do, and hopefully get the best outcome.
Craig's just got the girls running cross countries beforehand.
Is everyone just running laps these days?
I said to Craig, what's going on here? It's cross country runners. Speed and power, everyone's just on a run. Craig, I think the girls have hit 2Ks already. Is that the training done?
Have you said anything controversial today? I'll have to read the paper again, the headline.
I don't know. Walsh
reading
wants this
last night.
rectified.
Yeah.
Walsh
Oh, you hadn't read it yet?
I hadn't seen the headline.
Oh, it's a headline. Should I ring up Bill then and just have a... I probably shouldn't I?
No.
He knows how
No,
to... He knows how
you can
to...
fight the fight. I just have to put out the bushfires in the background.
Oh, so I ring up you? Hey, Scotty, I just said another thing.
Such a great group of girls that come in every day. It's not work, it's still fun for us and it's still a game, and that's what we've got to keep reminding ourselves. We're going to keep getting better because we enjoy being here and we enjoy each other's company. Training, it's hard, both mentally and physically to get yourself up, but it's the best job in the world. We get to come in here and we get to run around the field and be outside every day, with our friends, and we get to do something we love, and not only that, we get to travel the world and we get to test ourselves against, other great athletes around the world as well. So, as jobs go, it's a pretty good one.
I enjoy it because you're being outside, being active, but it does get a bit mentally challenging when you know you've got quite a few sessions ahead. But It's broken down really nice, and they do change it up what we do a bit, which really helps with both mentally being able to prepare yourself and physically as well for your body.
The culture that we've really developed in this team is firstly about winning. You know, we want to win. We want to win tournaments. We want to compete and be on that stage, and that's from any training session we have through to competition phase. And I think the girls have been outstanding in terms of never taking selection for granted. While she always does a special, unique presentation.
It's a pretty special moment, and I remember the first time I got a phone call to say that I was picked in the Australian schoolboys team. And I think it's just those moments that you don't forget. And whether it be your first, your second, or your 100th, or whatever it is, I think it's really special. So I wanted to make them special, but also really embed the theme of that tournament, or the thing that we're going there to do and how we're going to do it.
We've had some really bizarre and interesting ones over the season, and they've all kind of connected in a very quirky and interesting way. Before we went to Atlanta and the theme was fire and ice.
Walshy nicely brought us down at 7:30 in the morning into an ice house. We were at Devitt's Meat Warehouse. We had our fire with the candle and of course the ice around us.
My first time I got told I was selected was actually in Fiji. After the tournament I played for Tribe, and we're at a function in the evening and Walshy tapped me on the shoulder and told me I was going to Dubai. So yeah, that's a really vivid memory and I'll always remember that.
Something we're at home, we had a little bit more preparation or a little bit more power to do something special with it. So using the contacts, I thought what better place to do it than where we're going to play. And then, getting their pen portraits on the big screen while one of our songs is just being belted through the stadium, it just sort of drives that motivation.
It was really exciting going into Allianz. It's such a huge stadium and something we don't really get, rarely to see or to play inside. So going there for our team naming and just seeing the monstrosity of it and building up towards Sydney Sevens, that was real exciting for, all us girls.
I was very emotional, crying, but it was, really exciting, and I had goosebumps at the same time, so that was really cool. I think it was just because it was on home soil and we knew our families were going to be there, and we were just so excited to perform in front of them, and we knew kind of this was our chance to be known and be a bit more public. So yeah, we were really excited.
It's just something that's special, and I think every time you get selected for Australia, it is special and you have a responsibility.